Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to my channel and welcome to another episode of the Road to My Dream Physique. So, it's been some time, but I'm back and I'm going to be bulking. So, I'm going to eat my first meal, my breakfast is going to be zero fat yogurt, and I'm going to tell you about what I have been doing for the past few weeks, because I didn't upload any of the Road to My Dream Physique episodes and I kind of missed that, to be honest. So yeah, I'm going to be eating some zero fat yogurt to start the day. I usually fast for a few hours. Right after I wake up I don't eat anything, I just don't eat anything, I fast, and after a few hours I eat my first meal. And usually I try to eat like a lot of protein, and on a bulk you don't need to eat that much protein, keep that in mind. You need to eat, I read the studies, they show that you don't need anything more than 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight. So for someone that's 100 kilograms, that's going to be 160 grams of protein, and you don't need more than that. And that's for the maximum gains. You don't need more than that. Obviously for fat loss you might need some more, obviously, to retain all of your muscle mass, but for muscle growth, eating enough calories, you don't need like crazy amounts of protein, because protein is not cheap. Carbs and fats are way cheaper, and protein is kind of expensive, so we have to be smart about it, to be honest. Obviously protein is great for fat loss, to be honest. Great for holding on to all of your muscle mass, and plus it's great for your hunger, because when you eat a bunch of protein you're not that hungry. Like, you can't really overeat protein, and the thermic effect of protein is just great. Yeah, your body requires more calories to actually digest and absorb the protein. So that's why protein is so great for just fat loss, because first, you won't be able to overeat the protein. Second, it's going to raise your energy expenditure. Like, you're going to require more calories to actually digest the protein. So it's going to raise your TDE. Okay, let me eat, because I'm kind of hungry and I'm bulking, so I need the protein. And obviously the yogurt is not just protein. It has some carbs and very little amount of fats. Let's see. Yeah, that's great. So for the past few weeks I wasn't able to record anything. I was very busy, so now I'm able to. And for the past few weeks I wasn't really on a bulk, but for the past 2 days I was on a bulk. I was eating a lot more calories, but before that I was doing something like a mini cut, like lose some extra body fat and save the bulk for the series. Obviously I think it's going to be very cool to actually see the process of getting bigger, building the muscles. I think it's going to be very cool to show you the process, the actual growth that's going to happen. Yeah, I think it's going to be awesome. So, and obviously show you some of the meals that I'm going to be eating, and also full day of feedings. I'm going to do that too, but I'm going to stick to mostly training for most of the episodes. It's going to be mostly training, and I'm going to talk about my training rotation, what's happening every single day, how things are going to change. So for example, for today, let's talk about today's workout. So today's workout, I'll be training arms, and here's something that I can't really decide if I should just train both the biceps and the triceps together in the same workout or split them up over the week. The reason why do I want to split the arm in 2 different days is because I'm going to be fresh. Obviously when I start with a very hard set of biceps, or I just start my workout with the biceps first, for the triceps I won't be as fresh, I won't be as strong, so it's going to be a lower quality volume for the triceps, and I really want huge arms. So that's why obviously I can superset, but I'm not the biggest fan of supersets because I believe they kind of hurt my training performance. Like I lose a few reps. I don't know why. I rest enough, but I lose a few reps. I believe that's because of the pump that I get. For example, when I do a set of curls, I rest 1 or 2 minutes and I do a set of triceps, I lose a few reps because my biceps is so pumped up that I just can't perform a high quality set. So that's why I think that maybe I can split my arm training in 2 different days. For example, today I can do biceps. Tomorrow I can do the triceps, and obviously I can train the triceps with chest, I can train the biceps with abs or back, whatever. I can train my biceps with chest, train the triceps with the back. Again, I can do a lot of different things, and I'll think about it. But it sounds good, so again, I might train them together, whatever. See what feels better. But yeah, it's all about the training. If I just do a good workout, take the sets to failure, good range of motion, full long range of motion for every muscle, I will grow. Obviously I need the calories, I need the protein, high quality protein and the carbs and fats, and I'm going to grow. Obviously that's all I need. Just need to be lifting hard, take the sets to failure. Yeah, that's something that works for me when I'm training very hard. Just taking the sets to failure all the time is what works best for me. That's just my experience. Okay, let's eat some more yogurt. Pre-workout meal, and also my breakfast, first meal of the day. Let's see. Sometimes I'm craving sweet food, so that's when I eat fruits. Like, it helps me a lot because I'm I'm addicted to junk food, the sweet junk food like chocolate, just all that good stuff. I'm addicted to the combination of the high sugar content of these foods and the high fat content of these foods. So yeah, fruits, they do the job, and very happy with that, and they're very healthy, so high in fiber. So today's workout, if I'm going to do biceps only, I'm going to do a few exercises. I'll start with just standard dumbbell curls. Maybe do 5 sets. 5 sets to failure. Then the second exercise can be the concentration curls. I'm a big fan of this exercise. I need to start doing this exercise because you're just forced to use a very strict form all the time, and it's great for the biceps, for getting that extra growth. Again, I can do 5 sets and then finish the workout with some barbell curls. Again, 5 sets to failure. Every set should be to failure for maximum gains, with very good form that I'm going to show you. Very good form, and every rep counts. I can't afford to be lazy on my sets. I need to be training hard all the time. So very hard training, very hard sets. Do 2 to 3 exercises, each 5 set. Take the sets to failure. Use very good form for range of motion as always. I need to feel the muscles working. I need to get that pump. And also, I forgot something, but I'm going to talk about that after I finish with what I'm going to say about the triceps. If I decide that I'm going to be training the triceps instead, again it's going to be 2 to 3 exercises, 5 sets each exercise. It's going to be probably lying dumbbell extensions. Again, I'll try to do them over the head, seated dumbbell overhead extensions, and barbell overhead extensions. Again, 5 sets each exercise. Take the sets to failure, use very good form, and for range of motion, because partials, they don't work that great for muscle growth. Yes, you can lift more weight, but we're not trying to lift the most weight, we're trying to build the muscles. And if you want to build the muscles, you can't just do partials. You don't have to use a very heavy weight. And I'm going to be in that golden rep range, in my opinion. At least 10 reps. 10 to 15 reps. Some exercises, take them to 20 reps. Is going to be the 12 to 20. On some exercises it's going to be 10 to 15, and some is going to be a wider rep range, 10 to 20. Again, that's for the muscle building work, muscle building sets. Now, as you can see, it's all isolation exercises. I mean, that's why we train arms. So now I wanted to talk about something. I'm going to start doing feeder workouts. That's something that Rich Piana used to do. Feeder workouts for his shoulders and arms. I'm going to do the same. So yesterday I did shoulders and back. I did a lot of volume on the shoulders, then did some volume on the back, and now I'm going to do my feeder workouts. I'm going to do them every day. The point of the feeder workout is not to do very hard sets. You won't be able to. And that's not the point. You need to let the muscles recover after your really main work. That's what I'm going to call the actual workouts, your main muscle building work. The feeder workouts is something that you do on top of that. It's not supposed to fatigue the muscles. It's not supposed to exhaust you, to exhaust your muscles, to fatigue them. We do the feeder workouts to actually increase the recovery and hence the recovery of the worked muscles. So when you do them every day, you use a very light weight that you can do a lot of reps with. You pick a weight that you can do a lot of reps with that weight, and you do a lot of reps. You do over 20 reps and don't expect to get the same amount of muscle roll, because you won't be able to get the same amounts of muscle roll, but it's just to get the pump, improve the recovery of the muscles that you're going to work, because when you get the pump, it's going to drive the protein, carbs, all the high quality nutrients into the muscle. Is going to improve your recovery and is going to increase your muscle growth a little bit, and it doesn't cost you anything, it just costs you a little bit of time to finish the sets. You don't need to do crazy amounts of volume, and you don't need to take the sets to failure, because the pump, well, you won't be able to actually take the sets to failure, because the way that you're going to be using is going to be very light. The reps that you're going to do are going to be very high, and the pump that you're going to get, you won't be able to take the sets to failure. Like you'll always be able to do more. Actually, the pump is going to stop you long before you actually reach failure. So you're actually going to reach the failure because of the pump, but you didn't reach like muscle failure because of the pump. But with time you're going to improve, and I believe that's going to help. That's really going to help with actual muscle growth and recovery, because recovery is something very important. If you want to grow, you need to actually work on improving your recovery. So high quality nutrition, sleeping a lot, the feeder workouts, a smart training program. That's something very important that you need to focus on. If you want the gains, you're going to do everything. And it's not going to take, like the feeder workouts, they don't take so much time. You can do them before bed, after you wake up, whatever. Before you go to sleep, won't make a difference. So yeah. Now I'm going to lift some weights, and then I'm going to talk to you again later. Okay, so today I'm training biceps, and I'm going to show you how to get big arms, just like I am going to get big arms. I'm going to show you the way how to get big arms. Okay, so I'm going to start with my first exercise. It's going to be the dumbbell curl. I always talk about using good form, doing the full range of motion. And by good form I mean not cheating. Like, I see a lot of people actually cheat on this exercise just to lift more weight, but it doesn't make sense because you're not really working the biceps. And when you're cheating, other muscles are lifting the weight. I'm going to show you something that I've seen before. So, for someone to lift the weight, a weight that they can't actually lift, they use cheat form. For example, they do this to lift the weight. You can see they're actually moving their body to actually cheat the way up. That's not going to work because the biceps is not doing the work. It might do some work, but it's not that much. So you're not really actually working the biceps enough to actually grow the biceps. You need to use good form. Or something too that I've seen a lot of people do when training arms, they do partials. Again, to lift more weight. Again, because they read on the internet that they need to apply progressive overload, add more weight, do more reps, do more. But they don't really think about the actual range of motion and the form of the exercise. It's not just about lifting more weight. It's about lifting more weight, but actually with good form and not cheating, not doing partials, doing the full range of motion. Again, I'm going to show you the wrong way to do curls, to curl dumbbells. They do something like that. They do partials, they don't work the biceps enough, they have small arms, or they use a cable. On the cable machines they do curls, they do this. They skip the bottom of the movement or the top of the movement. Doing this or this, that's not going to work. You actually need to take the muscles to its full range of motion. That's the full range of motion. Obviously some shoulder flexion is fine, but again it's about the full range of motion with good form. Now I'm going to show you on my first set of my arm workout today. I picked a weight that I know that I can lift for 13 to 14 very clean reps. So let's start. That's 12.5 kilograms. Now I'm going to show you the good form and how to actually get big arms. See how clean my form is? Very clean form for range of motion. Okay, that was failure. Let's see the pump now. That's how you get huge arms, by following my advice. If you want to get very big biceps, very big arms, again, as you saw my previous set, I took that set to failure. Again, I see a lot of people making that mistake that when training, they're not training hard enough. Like, they leave way too many reps in reserve. I don't know if it's just being lazy or they saw something on the internet telling them to leave reps in reserve. I was in the same boat. I've read somewhere on the internet that you need to be leaving reps in reserve. For some reason, I don't know why. I don't know what they told us, but I was in the same boat. I took their advice. I left reps in reserve and I wasn't making any gains. I wasn't growing, and then I've decided that I'm actually going to train harder. I'm going to stop leaving reps in reserve and I'm actually going to take the sets to failure or just do limit sets. And that's when I've started making gains. So if you want to really get that big arms, you need to take the sets to failure. Every set needs to be to failure. Every set has to be taken to failure. If you don't do that, you're leaving gains on the table. Forget about overtraining, not being able to recover. You have 1 week to recover from your workout. If you're training arms like once a week. If you're training them twice a week, you have 3 to 4 days to recover. So I'm going to do my second set now. I'm going to show you how I'm taking the sets to absolute failure. Okay, that was a set to failure. Let's check out the pump now. So about my training frequency for the arms, I'm probably going to train my arms twice a week, and I think that anything more than that is not useful. It's going to negatively impact my recovery because I'm going to do plenty of volume because I need it. I need the volume in a workout, like it has to be enough to actually stimulate enough muscle growth to start the growth process. So anything more than that is going to be way too much volume, and I can use that volume, but it's going to it depends. It depends. I can do like lighter workouts, but that's what I'm going to do the feeder workouts for. So in my opinion, if you want to maximize the muscle growth of a certain muscle group, I believe twice a week is like great. Obviously the volume has to be high, that's why I'm using the increased training frequency, because usually I can just train each muscle once a week, do enough volume, and that's it for the week. But to do more volume, I do a second day to actually do more volume, get some extra muscle growth. Obviously that's going to impact my recovery, but again, I'm going to get extra muscle growth. That's why I believe that you can do more, but it has to be for one muscle group only. And I believe that doing like large amounts of volume for extended periods of time is going to lead to overuse. But again, as long as you're smart with the weights that you're using, the way that you're performing the exercises, the weight has to be like the perfect weight, like not too heavy and not too light, because we're trying to get the muscle growth obviously. Forearms, I think personally for me, I don't really need more than twice a week, but we'll see, because I actually need to train the other muscle groups too, like the shoulders. They're really top priority for me. The abs, again, a top priority for me. Chest is not like a big focus, so I can train my chest once a week, maybe twice, if I do less volume in a workout. Back is the same, legs the same. So yeah, let's start my fourth set of dumbbell curls. Again, set to failure. My biceps are all pumped up. Let's check out the pump now. Set of dumbbell curls, and biceps are all pumped up and bigger. Now I'm going to show you one of the best exercises for big biceps, and you do that alternating arms. But first let me change the weight I'm going to be using, because on this exercise you won't be able to lift so heavy. So get used to lifting less weight on that exercise, but the benefits that you get, it's amazing, because you have to go very strict on this exercise. You can't cheat. It's just pure muscle building exercise. This is the dumbbell concentration curl. You can use cables on the cable machine. You can use a plate, but that's all I have right now. If I had the cable station, I would have used that too. Obviously I will be switching things up. So let's start the set. As you can see, very strict form. I can't cheat though. And the stretch that you get is amazing. Took that set to failure. Let's do it with the left arm now. That set was also to failure. Let's check out the pump. Second set of the concentration curls. This time I'm going to start with my left arm because I'm going to be fresh. Yeah, this is a great exercise that you need to do, because it's a very strict exercise. You can't cheat. It's like a preacher curl. You can't really cheat, so it's going to ensure that you're training the biceps muscle, like doing very high quality volume. Like each rep is going to be very high quality. You can also hold the dumbbells on top for a little bit, and also hold the stretch at the bottom of the movement for a little bit too, to remove any momentum. Get that stretch the biceps. Okay, that set was to failure. This is how you get big arms. There are no secrets, it's just very hard training, consistency. a good diet. Just training a lot of arms, to be honest. Just making sure that really going hard on the arm work. Okay, another set to failure. This is how you get a very big biceps, by doing different exercises. And this is one of the best exercises that you should be doing. That's why I included this exercise in my arm workout for the biceps. I'm going to show you how to do this exercise right now. The weight that I'm going to be using is 25 kilograms. Just doing higher reps and taking the set to failure and focusing on each rep. This is the barbell curl. Set was to failure. That's all that matters. Let's see the pump now. The biceps loves tension and wall of rep work. Like this, how we get big arms. Lifting heavy at the same time you do a wall of reps. On the barbell curl, a lot of people try to lift more than they can actually handle on the barbell curl, because it's an exercise with the barbell and people try to lift very heavy weights that they can actually lift, and they cheat. They use bad form, they do partials, they don't lift through the 4-range of motion, so that's why they don't actually get decent biceps gains. So that's why I'm a big fan of doing the 4-range motion and training with good form. This is how you get big arms. You need these two, and the third is you take the sets to failure. Like always, every set has to be to failure, but each rep has to be a very clean rep, like you don't cheat. And that's why progressive overload doesn't work, and actually training hard is what's going to make the muscles grow. Okay, let's lift some weights. As you can see, I'm using slightly more narrow grip. This is going to work all different parts of the biceps. By just changing your grip, it's going to change the whole exercise. It's going to work different set of muscle fibers in that muscle. Okay, another set to failure. Check out the pump again. I'm getting very close to the end of the workout, so let's keep pushing the sets. I'm going to use even more narrow grip, just test out different grips, more narrow, wider. Yeah, feels good. It's going to work different parts of the biceps. I'm going to show you the pump after the set. Welcome back. As I promised, I'm going to talk about something after I finish with my biceps workout. I'm going to talk about the workout, and this is going to be my post-workout meal. Let me show you something very cool. Oats with low-fat milk and 3 bananas. 3 bananas, very good stuff, very healthy. Let me show you, I'm going to eat that. Okay, about the workout, I did 10 high quality sets. All of the sets were taken to failure because that's what works best for me, and I believe is the way to actually train. Take each set to failure, or just leave no reps in reserve. And I told you that before, I wasn't training to failure, I was leaving reps in reserve, and it just didn't work for me. I was small, skinny, I wasn't making any gains, so after taking the sets to failure, that's when I started to grow. And obviously I did some other things like do a few cuts here and there, and that helped me just gain more weight. And yeah, let's eat. I added wait. So for my post-workout meal, I added 300 grams of oats, 3 bananas, and 1 liter of low-fat milk. That's 1.5% fat milk. The macros: 30 grams of protein from the milk. The oats, I believe it's 36 to 39 grams of protein. And the bananas, to be honest, I have no idea. So let's eat. Exactly 1 year ago, I was eating from the same cup, the same meal. You can check out my vlogs from 1 year ago, 2023, in December. That's when I started to really make the gains. Because I started to actually really take my training seriously. Started to take the sets to failure, or to close to failure, leaving no reps in reserve, or just making sure that I leave less reps in reserve. And that's why usually everyone's pushing progressive overload. Not because it's... Wait. Let me eat. So that's why everyone's pushing press overload. Not because it's some great way to actually lift, just because people actually start training a little bit harder. Because they start doing more reps, they get very close to failure, and that's why they make gains. It's not because they add weight. I mean, adding weight means that you're going to be training harder, but it's not. You can add like 1 pound and still be 5 reps away from failure. That's not going to do much. So think about that. Think about that. And I can see that I need to recharge my camera. That's great because I want to show you the full meal, but it's not a big deal. I'm going to eat some more. Very hungry. Bulking is going on great right now. Okay, I want to recharge it and then I might continue. Just I won't see you in the next vlog. I want to decide.